Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, good evening, depending upon where you are in the world. And when you're watching this, and my blanket is caught underneath my chair, so I had to fix that. So this morning, I got something for you from 1 John out of the Christian Bible. Anyone who claims to be in the light but hates is still in the darkness. But anyone who hates is in the darkness and walks around in the darkness because the darkness has blinded them. Hate equals darkness. Love equals light. Darkness in and of itself is not evil, but it does blind us to the light inside the other person, the light inside ourselves. And that can fester, and that can become hate. Hate is destructive. Love is not destructive. Love is the opposite of destructive. Love creates new life. So, if we live in darkness, how do we learn to see the light? If we know that the light exists, and yet we can't see it, as I so often hear from people, how do we learn to see it? I've said it a zillion times, you have to get out of the way. You have to get out of the way. How do you get out of the way? You open your mind to open your heart. How do you open your mind? You actually open your mind by stopping the narrative story that we tell ourselves about who we are and what we are in order to see what we actually are. What some folks call the higher self, other folks call the divine light. That divine light is goodness inside of all of us. Every single person, no exceptions. Jesus used to say, "Let those who have eyes see," indicating that there were people who couldn't see, who don't have, quote, eyes to see, end quote. How do we learn to do this? How do we seek the light inside ourselves or inside others? How do we find this? Meditation. You've heard me say it a bazillion times. Meditation, centering prayer. Aim your heart at the light and not the desires of the world. Aim your heart at the light. So, this time in the world, I'm going to be asking everyone to meditate in their heart. I often begin my meditation up here, and I draw my breath down to my second chakra, which is basically 2 inches below your belly button, more or less. I'm asking folks to kind of focus into the heart presence, to try to open up that chakra inside yourself, to connect yourself to the divine. So for those of you who don't know how to meditate, it's very, very simple. You use a chant, a mantra, a prayer. My prayer, I have a prayer. My prayer is the Hezekiah Prayer, also called the Jesus Prayer. And it is long, but I shorten it up in a bunch of different ways. And I use the same prayer over and over and over again, 10,000 times, 10,000 times. You can use whatever one you want, because ultimately the prayer falls away, you observe your breath, and then the observation of the breath falls away, and you sit inside for a touch of the peace that is deep inside you. You touch into that peace deep inside you, and that peace, that's the beginning of love. That's the beginning of the light. That's the place of the stillness inside you. We have to use words to reach the stillness, which sounds contradictory, but that's the way the brain works. You can't stop thought by force. You have to stop thought using thought. So, because people have asked me, my prayer is, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. Oh, that last word shocks people. This is the most popular prayer in Eastern Orthodoxy. My background is half Eastern Orthodox, Greek Orthodox. And this is a nod that I made a long time ago to the Eastern Orthodox end of my Christianity that I was raised in. Eastern Orthodoxy has more mystery in it than the Western forms of Christianity. I shorten it up to the word Jesus pretty often, just that word. And the whole idea here is to control is my Boston accent coming out. Idea here is to control the mind and the narrative of the mind in order to stop the mind, in order to be in the now. That's the way the whole thing works. So, good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, everybody. California, Ohio, Vienna, Michigan. Hi, everybody. Scotland, Vermont. All right, my friends. I'm going to set my clock. Any questions? How do you understand the word sinner? To miss the mark. To miss the mark. In my near-death experience, I missed the mark. I judged other people, and my judgment of other people caused them pain. My misjudgment of other people caused them pain. I went through all of the pain that I gave away to everyone in my entire life from their point of view, and it turned out that I had actually given it to myself. Sin isn't this wicked thing. It's a misjudgment thing. It's a causing of pain to others. And just to clarify, it was burned out of me by the power of love and forgiveness that had nothing to do with me. I mean, I didn't make it happen, is what I mean. It did it on its own. Love and forgiveness. And it's unavoidable hurting others. We can't help it. It's part of the way the whole universe is made. We can talk about that another time. So, my friends, let's get down to some meditation time. I'm going to set my clock here. Remember to turn your phone to airplane mode, even though most of us aren't getting on airplanes right now. Where did that go? There it is. And I set my clock for 20 minutes. You'll hear an owl, and then I'll ting the bell once. And I'll be around to talk about it. I offer mentoring and spiritual counseling too. peterpanagore.love. If you like the video, like the video. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. We are in search, in seeking, in the practice of being in the presence of God. That's what this is all about. It's not about head knowledge, which is important, but head knowledge doesn't lead to God. It leads to understanding and communication. The only thing that leads to God is inside you already. And we just open that door. That's what meditation does for us. All right, I'm glad you like the owl. I like the owl too. All right, I'll see you in 20 minutes or so. Thanks for liking the video. I appreciate that very much. YouTube really likes it when you do that. All right, feet on the floor, back erect. Breathe out. Relax. Take off my glasses because I don't need them when my eyes are shut. Breathe in. Release. Begin. Thank you. Thank you for coming this morning and joining us here today on this Wednesday morning in our meditation time together. We're in a troubled spot in our USA. The more peace we bring into our hearts, the more peace we bring here, the more we have to share in our lives, the more we get to live through that, the more we reduce our anxieties, the more we bring light into the world, the more we unite to each other across this great divide of ocean and planet and distance. Because inside of the divine being, inside of love itself, there is no distance. That's why when you see the light inside another, it's the light seeing itself, because the oneness of being pervades all things. And that's how heaven's here. And what we're doing is tapping into it and allowing more space inside ourselves, creating more space inside ourselves for that divine presence in us. And then we bring that to our day or our afternoon or our evening, and we carry it with us and we share it with others without effort. You don't need to push it to people. You just need to carry it with you. It shares itself in our actions in the world and the way we respond to people and in the very presence of the radiance itself. So, my friends, thanks everyone for coming this morning. I'm going to pop these back on. Thanks for liking the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm really happy that everybody's getting to know each other a little bit and where everybody lives. You're welcome, Vicky and Allie and Chris, Susie. Peace to everybody. Peace to everybody. Well, my friends, over there, Maggie in Scotland, we've been here for 31 minutes. I try to keep it to 30 altogether because consistency, people showing up and all that stuff. Rob, thanks everybody for your support. Thanks for your help. Thanks for being here and sharing your light. I'll see you on Sunday morning for Not Church, 10 a.m. Eastern. Peace and love, everyone. See you then. A very deep, beautiful breath was here, above my head to earth, to your back, to you and back. The heart was involved in this breath. Wonderful. That's beautiful. All right. Peace and love, everyone. Thanks for liking the video.